Welcome to the Explainer. So today we're doing something a little different. We're cracking open this really fascinating document from the past. It's a file just filled with so-called secrets to weight loss. So let's open it up and see what it's all about. You know that feeling of being completely buried under an avalanche of health advice, right? One day everyone's saying keto is the answer. The next, it's all about being vegan or intermittent fasting. If you've ever felt that, you are so not alone. It's completely overwhelming.
Okay, but what if I told you we found something, a document that feels like a time capsule of that exact chaos? It's this wild collection of advice that's like part science, part wishful thinking, and part something else entirely. You'll see. It's kind of like we've discovered the bizarre ancestor of every single fad diet we've ever heard of.
So, get this. The document is just called A Guide to Secret Techniques. That's it. No author, no date, nothing. Just a list of promises and methods. So for this explainer, we're going to be like digital archaeologists, digging into these so-called secret techniques together.
So to make sense of this whole thing, we've broken it down. The file's secrets really fall into three main buckets: physical disciplines, feasts and fasts, and a whole collection of, well, strange potions.
All right, first up, the physical disciplines. Now, this section is all about moving your body, which sounds normal enough, but as we're about to see, the definition of moving your body gets pretty creative.
Okay, so what's really fascinating here is how it mixes stuff we recognize with claims that are just out there. I mean, jumping rope 1,000 times a day to lose half a kilo every single day? Or doing sit-ups until your belly just, and I'm quoting here, disappears after you lose 6 kilos. The promises are absolutely massive, and the effort, well, it's intense to say the least.
But of course, the guide doesn't just stop with normal exercises. Oh no, that'd be too easy. It takes a hard turn into something way more peculiar. We're talking about a technique that isn't aimed at your waistline at all. It's aimed at your face.
And this perfectly sums up the stranger side of the file. Get ready for it. This is face beauty gymnastics. Yep. You heard me right. The steps literally have you pulling on your eyebrows, flaring your nostrils with your thumbs, and, my personal favorite, loudly shouting the sound wah. Seriously, the document promises unexpected effects if you just do this morning and night. I bet.
Okay, let's leave the facial gymnastics behind us and turn the page in our secret file. So Chapter 2 is all about food. And believe me, the advice in here is just a wild ride of contradictions, from some really strange feasts to the most extreme fasts.
So first, we've got the 3-day diet plan. You'd think it'd be all salads and water, right? Nope, just look at this menu. Dinner on day 2 is 1 hot dog, some broccoli, half a banana, and a cup of vanilla ice cream. It shows up every single night, and this whole plan promises you'll lose 4 to 6 kilograms in just 3 days. Wow.
And then, just like that, a few pages later, the document does a complete 180. Forget hot dogs and ice cream, now we have the pineapple diet plan, and it is exactly what it sounds like. For 2 days straight, you eat nothing but pineapple. That is it.
So you're probably starting to see the pattern here, right? This whole file is built on the allure of the extreme promise. You know, huge results super fast. But there's one claim, one promise that really stands out from all the others.
8 kilograms. Just think about that. That's over 17 pounds. What kind of diet could possibly promise that you'll lose that much weight in one single week?
Well, the answer, according to this file, is the 7-day soup diet. It's the super strict regimen all built around one specific vegetable soup. And there's a rigid schedule for what else you can eat each day, like it's all fruit on day 1, then it's beef and tomatoes on day 5, brown rice on day 7, all of it just to hit that incredible 8-kilo promise.
All right, for our final chapter in this crazy file, we are basically entering the world of alchemy. This section is just packed with all of these special teas and drinks. They're really more like potions, honestly. And each one has its own super targeted, almost magical-sounding benefit. Okay, so take the rose honey date tea, for example. The claims for this one are just huge. It says it'll not only eliminate fat, but it'll also clear the intestines and even improve endocrine disorders. A real cure-all, in a cup.
Or, hey, if you want something a bit more targeted, there's the Slimming Beauty Leg Tea. This is a blend of lemon verbena and rosemary, and it's prescribed for a very specific set of problems: varicose veins, leg swelling, and lower body obesity.
I mean, that's like targeted marketing from a whole other era.
And the file even has some simpler options, like chrysanthemum tea. There's no complicated recipe here. It's just a simple instruction. Drink it to clear heat, detoxify, and reduce fat. Simple, convenient, and, vaguely powerful sounding. But after all of that, the punishing exercises, the really bizarre diets, all the magical teas, the document saves one final technique for last. It's a method so simple and so strange that it requires absolutely no special effort at all.
And here it is. It's called the tape method. The whole idea is shockingly simple. You wrap your fingers in tape. That's it. Why? Well, to make it physically difficult and just plain inconvenient to pick up and eat food. It has nothing to do with chemistry or biology. It's just pure, frustrating mechanics.
So, after this whole journey through the secret file, what have we learned? I mean, we've seen some pretty extreme claims, a ton of contradictory advice, and methods that range from super intense to just utterly bizarre.
And when you look at it all together, it reveals this really crucial pattern, right? Every single seductive promise of fast, effortless results is backed up by a method that's either extremely restrictive, completely unproven, or just flat-out contradictory. The promise is the shiny secret, but the method behind it, it's often just chaos.
And that really brings us to the final thought. This document might seem old, maybe even a little funny, but the desire it taps into, that search for a hidden secret, a quick fix, some kind of easy answer, that's still very, very much with us today. So the real question isn't just about what's in this weird old file, it's about what our ongoing fascination with finding a secret really says about all of us.